Summa cum laude po ako. Hindi ako bobo.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
What is the point of order of the majority leader? There is a point of order. The presiding officer will request the Honorable Manuel to please stick to the budget.
Mr. Speaker, I challenge the point of order
You cannot challenge
at sa
the
AFP. Mr.
decision
Speaker,
of the chair.
pupuntahan ba natin ang ganitong pagtuturo?
session is suspended. Majority leader.
Mr. Speaker, next to interpellate the sponsor, I move that we recognize Representative Raul Manuel of the Kapadaan Party List.
The gentleman from party list Kabataan, Representative Raul Manuel, is recognized for his interpellation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would the sponsor yield to many questions?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Una pong topic ay ang pagdukot sa binabansagang Orion 2. Sila po ay sina Jed at Junila, dalawang kabataang kababaihan. Nabanggit po natin ito last in some privileged speech, Mr. Speaker. Kahapon din nabanggit natin dahil finally ay wala na po sa kamay ng NTF-ELCAC at ng militar ang dalawa. At mismo sa isang press conference organized by NTF-ELCAC, sinabi po ng dalawa na sila ay inabduct. Walang iba kundi ng militar. Would the AFP admit to abducting the two young women, Mr. Speaker?
No, Mr. Speaker, and the AFP plans to file perjury cases or charges against the two, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, we are so shocked with that kind of response from the AFP. Ano po ang batayan na sampahan ng kaso ang dalawang matapang na kababaihan na inabduct na nga nila at illegal na dinetain sa military camp? Hindi natin alam kung anong tipo ng panlilinlang yung ginawa sa kanila or coercion para mapuwersa sila na pumirma sa affidavit. At ngayon, na matapang nilang isiniwalat ang nangyari sa kanila, Mr. Speaker, sila pa ang sasampahan ng perjury. Ano po ang komento doon ng ating sponsor?
Mr. Speaker, there are witnesses who were there during the signing of said affidavit, not only of voluntary surrender as well as the signing of said affidavit. The POW lawyers were there, the stepfather of one of the ladies were there, and they were even asked if they were coerced into signing by her stepfather, and she denied being coerced, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, sa aktual na insidente, early September, meron pong mga kababayan natin na nakawitness ng pagdukot. Pagdukot, Mr. Speaker, dahil may naiwang sandals, may naiwang tsinelas, at mismo mga kababayan natin ang nag-post sa social media. At gusto nga nilang ipaalam din sa ibang mga kababayan nila nung panahon na iyon sa Bulacan na may ganong nangyari at ayaw nila na baka may iba ding mabiktima ng pagdukot, kahit sino man yan, Mr. Speaker. And now, how can we expect such an affidavit to really bear weight, lalo na kung nangyari po ang pagpirma sa affidavit sa isang setting kung saan ang mga kababaihan na ito, mga kabataang kababaihan, ay nasa isang sitwasyon na vulnerable po sila. Nasa lugar sila ng kung sino man yung nag-abduct mismo sa kanila, Mr. Speaker. Ano po ang komento doon ng sponsor?
Mr. Speaker, again, there were witnesses during the signing of said affidavit. The stepfather was there, the POW lawyers were there, and I don't think there were they were in any environment that they were vulnerable, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, hindi ba yun isang unfair na situation? Dahil nga kinuli sila, tapos ang una pa pong kwento na gustong palabasin ng NTF-ELCAC at ng militar ay mga rebel surrendery di umano yung dalawa. Tapos, Mr. Speaker, all this time na hinahanap natin yung dalawang kabataang kababaihan, nandun pala sila sa kamay ng militar. Tapos, ang gustong palitawin ngayon ay all this time, voluntary po at walang nangyaring undue na impluensya doon sa dalawa. And right now, na alam na po ng sambayan ng Pilipino na inabduct pala talaga sila, tingin po natin, Mr. Speaker, sobra-sobra na. Yung pinagdaanan ng dalawa na isolated po sila, hindi nila kasama ang kanilang mga mahal sa buhay, tapos later on na lang, also in unfair circumstances, ay ganito na ang kinalabasan, Mr. Speaker, na sila pa yung hahabulin. Actually, Mr. Speaker, yung pagsiwalat nila nung pinagdaanan nila, kahit na kasama nila yung militar sa press conference kahapon, Mr. Speaker, yan na nga po ay malaking risk na tinake nila para lamang na malaman ng sambayanang Pilipino na ang AFP ay nandudukot ng mga kabataang merong advokasya, Mr. Speaker. Ang dalawang kabataang kababaihan na ito, ang nais lamang nila ay maprotektahan ang mga komunidad na maaapektuhan ng mga reclamation activities sa Manila Bay. At Mr. Speaker, ngayon na sila walang kalaban-laban, walang mga armas, ang tanging armas nila, Mr. Speaker, ang kanilang prinsipyo, ang kanilang dignidad, ang pagmamahal nila sa kapwa-tao. Tapos ngayon, pinaratangan sila, gustong palabasin ng mga rebel surrenderies. And right now, that they spoke the truth, they were brave enough to do that. At actually nga, kahit nawala na po sila sa kamay ng militar, di natin alam kung ano din yung threat sa kanila. Dahil po sa dinami-dami ng mga pinalabas na mga rebel surrenderies, ngayon po, meron ng matapang na nagsalita. Mr. Speaker, ano po ang komento ng sponsor?
Mr. Speaker, they were labeled as voluntary surrenderies because they said they voluntarily surrendered. Again, there were witnesses, Mr. Speaker. They made a sworn statement, which of course, if you made a sworn statement and you recanted, Mr. Speaker, you will be subjected to perjury charges if needed. You know, Mr. Speaker, the DND, the AFP, has always believed that honesty is the currency of leadership, Mr. Speaker. It is most critical today that the truth prevails because mistrust seems to have been the default mode or reaction, Mr. Speaker. So therefore, we stand with our Philippine Army, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, grabe naman po ang militar sa mga biktima. Mr. Speaker, mga biktima na po ito. Tapos, sila pa ngayon ang papalabasin natin na masama. Mr. Speaker, hindi ba kapag ang mga biktima sa situation na sila ay nasa risk at mayroon po silang sinabi, kahit nga po halimbawa ang mga taong malapit ng mamatay, di ba? Hindi ba kinukuha as valid na testimony yung kanilang sinasabi? Mr. Speaker, taking that as an analogy, ganun po ang nangyari kahapon sa press conference. Kung wala pong mali, Mr. Speaker,
they
bakit
were not-
tinake down ng NTF-ELCAC ang video ng press conference right after na nag-admit ang dalawang kababaihan na inabduct sila ng militar? Ano po ang paliwanag? Bakit tinake down ang video ng press conference na live na nangyayari?
Well, Mr. Speaker, the NTF-ELCAC is not within this department, Mr. Speaker. But if you are talking about taking down of videos, I believe it is all over social media. So there is no taking down of any videos.
Mr. Speaker, that is a lie. Mr. Speaker, marami pong nag-abang sa press conference dahil nga gusto nilang malaman mula mismo sa bibig ng dalawa kung ano ang kanilang sasabihin. Kung sila ay bibigay doon sa label sa kanila ng NTF-ELCAC na sila ay mga rebel surrenderies.
Mr. Speaker, said Sherhana Paiso is now with the Strategic Management Office, Mr. Speaker.
So still, Mr. Speaker, Sherhana Paiso is with AFP.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, in a document drafted by Sherhana Paiso, bahagi po ng tactics ng Center for Preventing and Countering Violent Extremism ay ang tinatawag nilang soft approach over hard approach. They have the desire to offer the possibility of responding to violent radicalization in ways other than the criminal justice system. Dahil sa dami po ng mga kinakaso nila sa mga alleged recruiter di umano, lahat naman po nadidismiss. Mr. Speaker, part din ng kanilang gustong gawin ay, I quote, psychosocial counseling. Mr. Speaker, ang outputs ng research ng center as drafted by Sharhana Paiso ay magiging bahagi ng contribution ng AFP sa whole-of-nation approach to end the local communist armed conflict. Bahagi nun, Mr. Speaker, ay ang pag-produce or research ng concepts and proposals that would serve as valuable inputs of AFP to the overall strategic direction based heavily on scientific, academic theories, and discourse. Mr. Speaker, in the upcoming moments, papakita po natin na walang kahit anong scientific sa mga gagawin ng AFP to prevent the violent extremism as they claim. Ito, Mr. Speaker, bahagi ng kanilang gagawin to prevent violent extremism among the youth is to produce a syllabus for CHED and DepEd to counter what they call NPA subjects. NPA subjects, based on their document, include Philippine history, national situation, world situation. Mr. Speaker, would our sponsor agree that Philippine history, national situation, and world situation are NPA subjects?
Mr. Speaker, these are being used by the NPA, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, ibig sabihin ba ang pag-aaral ng kasaysayan ng kalagayan ng bansa at ng mundo ay para mag-recruit ng mga rebelde? Paano ang mga kabataan na gusto nating turuan ng kasaysayan? Paano yung mga kabataang gusto lamang malaman ano ang nangyayari sa bayan natin? To address corruption, to address inflation, to address poverty. Para po ba yan sa recruitment ng mga rebelde?
Mr. Speaker, the youth of today are very vulnerable. Misinformation is one of the threats to our society. The goal of misinformation, Mr. Speaker, is not simply to misinform, but sometimes it is to manipulate our thinking, the actions, to serve somebody else's agenda. If these youths are vulnerable, I believe they will be vulnerable to misinformation, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, modesty aside, summa cum laude po ako, hindi ako bobo. Mr. Speaker, insulto sa kabataan na ang turing ng AFP sa ganitong mga topics ay para sa recruitment papunta sa mga rebelde, Mr. Speaker. Pag ganun, Mr. Speaker, anong aasahan natin sa mga kabataan na hindi alam ano ang nangyayari sa bansa, ano ang nangyayari sa mundo, at ano ang ating kasaysayan? Mr. Speaker, to add, bahagi ng syllabus na gustong gawin ng center na ito at ibibigay sa CHED at DepEd ay benefits of martial law to the economy. Mr. Speaker, ano ang pagtingin doon ng ating sponsor? Ano ang naging benefits ng martial law ng diktador na si Marcos Sr. sa ekonomiya ng ating bansa?
Mr. Speaker, the hope of the department is to present a balanced view. It is also imperative, Mr. Speaker, that the youth of today will be informed of what happened in the past and the learnings of the past, Mr. Speaker. If this is about ROTC, Mr. Speaker, again, we have answered this during the budget briefing, that the curriculum or the instruction of the ROTC program is not under the DND, it is still under the lead agency, which is the Commission on Higher Education. The AFP or the DND will only join the ROTC program depending on the bill that will be passed by Congress, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, bahagi ba ng balance na pag-aaral ng martial law ng diktador na si Marcos Sr. na gugunitain natin bukas ay ang pagbagsak ng ekonomiya dahil sa paglobo ng utang na ating bansa, dahil sa cut sa social services nung panahon ng diktadura? Bahagi po ba nun ang gutom na dinanas ng mga taga-Negros dahil sa famine? bahagi po ba ng balance na pagtuturo ng martial law ay ang mahabang pila ng mga kababayan natin na hindi makabili ng bigas dahil sa palpak na tugon ng Marcos Sr. Administration, na parang nangyayari ngayon, sa krisis sa supply ng bigas? Mr. Speaker, actually, hindi ko na nga po sana gagawing topic yung ROTC. Pero nabanggit po ng ating sponsor,
But Mr.
kung
Speaker, I'd
ganito,
like to mention
Mr. Speaker, I
that
am
the
still
study that he
speaking,
mentioned
I still
earlier
have the
is
floor.
not even a
Mr.
stand
Speaker, I would
of the
like to
DND,
speak.
Mr.
Hindi pa
Speaker.
po ako tapos sa pagsagot.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
What is the point of order of the majority leader?
Mr. Speaker, while we respect the sponsor as well as the interpellator in the ideas that they share, let's stick to the budget of the Armed Forces as well as the Department of National Defense for the 2024 fiscal year. May I request that we practice decorum in the deliberation of the budget. The Honorable Manuel has 11 minutes, and I hope that he will use it, and the sponsor will answer all his pertinent questions accordingly. The interpellator has the floor after he finishes his proposed question on ROTC. The sponsor may answer.
There is a point of order. The presiding officer will request the Honorable Manuel to please stick to the budget.
Mr. Speaker, I challenge the point of order. Mr. Speaker, ang pinag-uusapan po natin ay budget
You
para sa
cannot
PNP
challenge
at sa
the
AFP. Mr.
decision of
Speaker,
the chair.
pupuntahan ba natin ang ganitong pagtuturo?
Session is suspended.